Imagine a time when fire was not just a tool, but a sacred symbol worshipped by an entire nation. Welcome to ancient Azerbaijan under the influence of Zoroastrianism. In the early history of Azerbaijan, Zoroastrianism emerged as the prevalent religion, shaping the culture and traditions of the land in ways that still echo today. Fire, a central element in Zoroastrian worship, was revered as a symbol of purity and the essence of God's light. This reverence was reflected in the architecture of the time, with fire temples dotting the landscape, a testament to the spiritual devotion of the people. Zoroastrianism's influence extended beyond the realm of religion, permeating through the social fabric of ancient Azerbaijan. This ancient faith instilled a sense of community, promoting values of honesty, charity, and respect for nature, principles that were woven into the everyday life of the people. The Zoroastrian era was also a time of significant scientific and cultural advancements. Inspired by their deep respect for nature, Zoroastrian scholars made pioneering strides in fields such as astronomy, medicine, and philosophy, leaving an indelible mark on Azerbaijan's intellectual heritage. Yet, the influence of Zoroastrianism was not confined to the spiritual and intellectual sphere. The religion's emphasis on the duality of good and evil, light and darkness, influenced the nation's legal system and administrative structure, laying the groundwork for a society that strived for justice and order. So, Zoroastrianism laid the spiritual foundation of ancient Azerbaijan. But the winds of change were about to sweep across the land. From being the center of Zoroastrianism, Azerbaijan found itself caught in the crossfire of empires. The land that had once been a beacon of fire worship was soon to be swept up in the tides of change brought about by powerful empires. The Medes, an ancient Iranian people, were the first to leave their mark. Their rule introduced a new layer of Iranian culture and religion to the region. As the Medes' influence waned, the Achaemenid Empire rose to prominence, engulfing Azerbaijan in its vast dominion. This Persian Empire was a colossal force that stretched from Eastern Europe and Africa to Central Asia. Azerbaijani culture, language, and society were further shaped by this Persian influence. The Achaemenid Empire was a testament to the power of unity and organization, but as history often reminds us, even the mightiest of empires can fall. Alexander the Great, with his unstoppable armies, brought the Achaemenid Empire to its knees, and with it, a new chapter began for Azerbaijan. The Hellenic influence of Alexander's empire was short-lived, however, as a new force was gathering strength in the Arabian Peninsula. The Arab conquest in the 7th century brought with it a seismic shift in the religious landscape of Azerbaijan. The region, once a stronghold of Zoroastrianism, was now introduced to Islam. This transition was not just a change in religious practice, but a transformation of society, culture, and politics. The Arab rule was a period of profound change, and the echoes of this era can still be felt today. From the vibrant tapestry of Azerbaijani culture to the deep-seated religious beliefs, the legacy of the Arab conquest is an integral part of Azerbaijan's identity. Yet the wheel of history was still turning. The Arab rule, like those before it, would eventually give way to new powers. Azerbaijan was about to find itself in the shadow of yet another empire. As the empires rose and fell, Azerbaijan's fate was about to take another dramatic turn. Enter the Turks, a people whose influence would forever change the course of Azerbaijan's history. The Turks arrived on the scene during a period of immense change, and their impact was nothing short of transformative. The Turkic invasions swept through Azerbaijan in waves, each wave leaving its distinct mark on the country's landscape. The most profound impact was undoubtedly the adoption of Islam, a faith that would deeply influence the region's culture, politics, and society. The arrival of Islam marked a significant shift from the previously dominant Zoroastrianism and Christianity, setting Azerbaijan on a new spiritual course. Alongside the new faith, the Turkic language also took root in Azerbaijan. Over time, the local dialects began to give way to the Turkic language, a process that was both gradual and complete. Today, Azerbaijan's national language is Azerbaijani, a member of the Turkic language family, and a testament to the enduring influence of the Turkic people. The Turkic invasions didn't just bring a new faith and language, they also brought a new political order. The region saw the rise of numerous Turkic dynasties such as the Seljuks and the Timurids, who left their indelible marks on Azerbaijan's political and architectural landscapes. The Seljuk Empire, for instance, ushered in a period of stability and prosperity, during which arts and sciences flourished. However, it wasn't just about empires and dynasties. The Turkic period was also a time of demographic change, as Turkic tribes migrated and settled in the region. This influx of Turkic people significantly shaped Azerbaijan's ethnic composition, laying the foundations for the modern Azerbaijani nation. But as influential as the Turkic invasions were, they were not the final chapter in Azerbaijan's history. The country was poised for yet another transformation, as a new power was rising in the north. With the Turkic invasions, Azerbaijan had transformed yet again, but a new power was rising in the north. As the 19th century dawned, Azerbaijan found itself under the gaze of the expanding Russian Empire. The Russo-Persian Wars, a series of bloody conflicts, marked the beginning of this period. The battles were fierce, with both sides vying for control over the rich and strategic lands of the Caucasus. The northern territories of Azerbaijan became the spoils of war, claimed by Russia in the wake of these conflicts. This occupation marked a significant shift in Azerbaijan's history, as it found itself under the rule of a power from the north for the first time. The transition wasn't smooth, and the cultural and political landscapes of the region underwent significant changes. The Russian Empire imposed its language and administrative system, altering the fabric of Azerbaijani society. The traditional Turkic and Persian influences began to wane, replaced by Russian norms and values. This cultural shift, however, did not dampen the spirit of the Azerbaijani people. They adapted and persevered, maintaining their unique identity amidst the imposed changes. It was also during this time that the first seeds of an Azerbaijani national identity began to sprout. The late 19th century saw an emergence of a national consciousness, fueled by the cultural and political shifts under Russian rule. This awakening was a significant stepping stone towards the establishment of the Azerbaijan Democratic Republic in the early 20th century. However, the shadow of the Russian Empire would loom over Azerbaijan for much longer. The fall of the empire in the early 20th century did not mean the end of Russian influence. It merely signaled the beginning of a new chapter, as Azerbaijan was once again caught in the geopolitical games of the region. As the Russian Empire fell, a new era was dawning for Azerbaijan. The stage was set for the next phase of Azerbaijan's history, the Soviet chapter. It was a period that would bring about immense changes and challenges, shaping the country we know today. But that, dear listener, is a story for another time. From the ashes of the Russian Empire, the Soviet Union emerged, and Azerbaijan became one of its republics. In the wake of the Russian Revolution, the Azerbaijan Democratic Republic, established in 1918, was short-lived. By 1920, Soviet forces invaded, and the Azerbaijan Soviet Socialist Republic was born. Under the Soviet regime, Azerbaijan underwent significant transformations. The Soviets introduced industrialization and urbanization at an unprecedented scale. Baku, the capital, turned into a thriving metropolis, becoming the hub of the Soviet oil industry. The changes were not just physical, they ran deeper. The Soviets altered the very fabric of the Azerbaijani society, promoting secularism and literacy, and shaping a new social order. But life wasn't all rosy under the Soviet rule. The regime, known for its iron grip, didn't shy away from exercising control over Azerbaijan. Political dissent was stifled, and those who dared to oppose were often met with harsh punishment. The Soviets also played a significant role in exacerbating ethnic tensions, particularly between Azerbaijanis and Armenians, a conflict that still echoes today. Despite the suppression, the Azerbaijani spirit remained undeterred. The late Soviet period saw a surge in Azerbaijani nationalism, a collective yearning for freedom that couldn't be silenced. The seeds for independence were sown during these years, setting the stage for Azerbaijan's eventual breakaway from the Soviet Union. The Soviet chapter in Azerbaijan's history was a transformative one, but independence was on the horizon. In 1991, Azerbaijan emerged from the shadow of the Soviet Union, carrying with it a rich tapestry of history and culture. From its ancient roots in Zoroastrianism, through the influence of empires, Turkic invasions, and Russian rule, to its chapter as a Soviet republic, Azerbaijan's story is one of resilience and adaptability. Each epoch has left its mark, shaping the vibrant, multifaceted nation we see today. We hope you enjoyed this journey through Azerbaijan's past. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and share it with others. Remember, knowledge is power.